No Man's Sky's first big patch for the Remnant update is incoming, and as of releasing this video is sitting on the experimental branch of Steam. Likely to be No Man's Sky patch 6.22, it's a big boy and covers a whole bunch of the main grievances players have had from the launch related to Exocrafts, the Gravity Gun, the Remnant Expedition and a bunch of others. Starting with Exocraft related fixes and improvements. An issue that caused the player to be placed directly in the driver's seat when summoning the Colossus has been fixed. I can only assume this accidentally sort of used the emergency pickup feature where it puts you in the pilot seat. The radar technology for Exocrafts has had its ability to locate nearby buildings improved. That likely means that it's better at finding closer buildings and/or it'll be less likely to point you to one it's already sent you to. A big issue that made the mechanical Colossus spider type legs to get caught on things such as dihydrogen has been fixed. Hopefully this will make them a really solid option. Personally, I'm finding the main issue is the more you upgrade your Colossus, the less viable it is for trucking waste, as there's no increase to inertial dampening to match the increased acceleration and braking. I rather like the idea of a magnetic upgrade to the flatbed that increases its hold with more and better upgrades. The furnace attachment for the Colossus has had a fix applied for a bug that caused some collision around its opening, preventing or obstructing its use. And a big issue that could cause your own weapons on the Colossus to hit itself and so damage you has been sorted. Moving on to the Gravitino Coil, the appearance of the crosshair has been improved. The Gravitino Coil's ability to magnetize armoured sentinels has also been improved. This is a solid fix. Using the armoured sentinels for the reorientation program milestone was horrendous, and so it was advised to use a healing droid instead, but this makes it a whole lot better. Improved the damage and stun potential of objects launched by the Gravitino Coil. Now, exactly what this means as far as numbers go, I'm unsure, but I did find the launching of large hunks of metal doing nothing to a sentinel a little strange, so this is a solid step forward. It only feels natural that we should be able to kinetically damage our enemies with this tool. Moving on to the Remnant Expedition related fixes, the first is a chill one with just the visual effects of other people processing waste in multiplayer has been improved. An odd bug that caused the wheels of other players' Exocrafts to spin erratically has been sorted. The appearance of trees, specifically on the Expedition planet, has been improved. As far as I can tell, this is a fidelity increase. I initially thought this may have altered the one mineral that looks like a tree on screen now, but they just appear slightly more detailed. An issue that could occur at the end of the expedition where you get access to your ship back that caused it to permanently run out of fuel has been fixed. There was even a crazy issue that could cause you to spawn in space if you reloaded an autosave immediately after loading into the Remnant Expedition. Finally, one many will be happy to hear about is a fix for the Roadsigns Milestone. The Roadsigns Milestone has been completely boned in multiplayer, preventing most from progressing it without having to go to far off points of interest instead of the waste heaps you need to go to anyway. For those watching this before the patch hits public, to ensure the milestone properly progresses, just turn off multiplayer in your network settings. Next is a change to the customization UI. I really couldn't see a difference here, so I have no idea what they changed. The new toot toot gesture that can be obtained as one of the Remnant Expedition rewards has had an audio component added. I'm sure many of you, like me, assumed this meant that it would make a honking Colossus horn kind of sound. This is not the case. The audio added is essentially just a sound effect to match the movement of the arm, as if to sound like moving the arm when wearing somewhat stiff leather. The valuation scale found at the waste processing plants has had its appearance improved. Another change I'm unsure of. There was also a bug for the analysis visor that was causing some objects to appear excessively bright. This has been fixed. Now, this patch is big and has a further 33 notes that I feel are great fixes or improvements, but I doubt you'll want me to read them all out. So instead I have them on screen now in a mini slideshow so that those who care can pause and give them a quick read. Remember everyone that this patch is currently on experimental branch on Steam, which is essentially a public beta. It will be there until Hello Games are satisfied it is good enough to be pushed to public. It is also possible that this patch will have things added to it, and if that happens and they are worth saying, I'll either make a new video on that or a full one for the public release with all. If you don't hear about this again, then everything in this video is the lot. If you have things from the update bugging you, then visit hellogames.zendesk.com and submit a bug report. They do read them, and as far as I know, the more people a bug affects, the higher priority it'll be along with the severity. Thanks all, have a great day, peace.